So everyone's favorite scumbag preacher, tax evading, spouse abusing, uh, horrible person, Kent Hovind, decided yet again that he needed to whack Simon Dan because he clearly has problems. And by he, I mean, of course, Kent Hovind, not Dan. Dan is awesome. Friend of the channel, which is pretty cool. Right, so we're going to look at that. I have nothing for preamble other than just bringing up the fact that my computer mouse is now so worn down that I'm actually touching plastic where my thumb rests. I've worn through the little rubber, I guess it's rubber, little grippy bit. So definitely need a new mouse. And the other side is wearing in pretty good as well. So this thing has served its role. There's my update. There's the preamble. Hey Zoomy, great to see you. Let's get right to the Hovind, as much as we don't want to. Well, I mean, seriously, what do you do when you have a not so fun day? You come or get home, you wait a little while, and then at the scheduled time, you whack Hovind. This is what my life has become. But you know what? I had fun doing this, so let's get to it. Let's hear what this fucker has to say.
And folks, Ken Hovind here and the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. It is July the 16th. Whack an Atheist Wednesday. Tonight, Pope Dan. He makes proclamations and he proclaims it. Got to be true.
Oh, but that's totally not the thing you and other creationist ilk like yourself, do, Ken. Y'all don't just proclaim that this and that is wrong, but this is correct, but the rest of science is wrong. Knowing precisely fuck all about anything, honestly. I mean, you don't even know your Bible worth a damn, so precisely what are you an expert on beyond fucking around and finding out with the IRS and body slamming women and beating your kids and getting divorced repeatedly? Is there anything positive that you actually are in any way, knowledgeable? Or is everything about you just one disaster after another?
Roll it there, brother.
Real mature there, Kent.
He's practicing. He makes these proclamations. Yep. Asuka Shanaha, Toyota, Kawasaki, Mitsubishi, Hail Mary, full of grapes, swinging beads all over the place. Swing them high, swing them low, swing on Mary, go, go, go,
Wow. Way to talk, way to mock the Japanese and Catholics, Kent. Wow, let's get that one again, just so that we all, catch it right after this, what he said.
He's practicing. He makes these proclamations. Yep. Asuka Shanaha, Toyota, Kawasaki, Mitsubishi,
Which is a joke he's done before. So fucking stupid.
Hail Mary, full of grapes, swinging beads all over the place. Swing them high, swing them low.
Oh wait, I get it. That's a knock on the Catholics for the use of Latin. He decided to. He apparently is so linguistically inept that he thinks Latin sounds like random Japanese/Korean brand names. Well, the Kawasaki, Mitsubishi are both Japanese. Yeah. Sometimes they throw Hyundai or something in there.
Oh, swing on Mary, go, go, go. Dan, you need to get a new career, something other than picking on creation and defending.
However, do you need to get a new career other than lying to everyone about everything and begging people for money constantly? It's really pathetic. It's always been pathetic. Just people have been nice enough not to tell you, but I think, you're a big boy now. You can handle realizing that you live in a fairy tale world of bullshit.
The dumb religion of evolution. We're going to help you tonight a little bit. You made my job so easy. We're on a bunch of channels. We're on Facebook, on Rumble, let's see, on X, on the app, KentHovind.tv, let's see, Instagram, and a bunch of channels, okay? So be sure to like it, share it, subscribe, all that kind of
No, he's not, because he fucking sucks at public speaking. He's a shitty orator, be it 30 years ago or today.
stuff you're supposed to do for Al Gore, I guess. I don't know. Okay. 10-year anniversary. No, let's see right there. 16th. Hey, yeah, July 16th. Come in, folks. We're open for free because people support us. A lot of people take us on as 777 clubs. I want to help you guys give $1 a day, right? Go call Bobby if you got any questions about that. There's our website, drdino.com. So whack-a-mole. Lyman Dan, you're going to get it again tonight. Dan, you should just pick an easier target. I'm trying to help you, son, okay?
Yoda Bomb with a $5 Canadian super chat. Nothing like catching a live whack-a-Hovind. Well, welcome to the party. Glad to have you.
In the whack-a-mole game, they stick their head up and you whack back down. Adults love the. I only played the thing one time. I thought, I don't know if it's all right, but it's sure true about the evolutionists. They just need to whack back down. They make a silly claim that their evolution religion is true. So many atheists, so little time. The whack-a-mole game. Tonight's the winner, Simon Dan again. Now, I did a program about how ducks make babies, asking evolutionists to explain how this evolved. Dan missed it right from the start, or he changed the topic deliberately. My video was not how ducks make babies. The video was asking how the process and the needed equipment evolved.
Yes, by going into random detail on ducks getting it on. I mean, you know, your video should follow the question, Kent. All right?
Dan, you didn't even touch it, okay? Please explain how your religion explains how the complex equipment and mechanism evolved for ducks
See, there he goes, the complex equipment.
to make babies when I went through that.
I'm sorry, he is so fucking obsessed with animal genitals. It's really disturbing. Like, we joke about it, but I think that's a way of addressing just how kind of fucked up it is. And by kind of fucked up, I mean really fucked up.
I wasn't asking how they make babies. Duh, I taught biology 15 years. I know how they make babies. How did that mechanism
I don't think you do, Kent. I don't think you understand how the process actually works.
and equipment evolve, huh? Use real science, please, not just storytelling with your evolution lines on paper. Let me get Dan.
I need real science on how a god exists, Kent, not just your lines on paper from the Bible.
Dan over here. Let's see. Right here. And let's get Dan in. He always has a 2-minute commercial at the beginning.
Yeah, he's got to pay them bills. You know, because he pays his bills himself rather than begging people to pay his bills for him. Old man deals with the internet. Filming 11.
Whisperer, whatever that is.
Fucking basic cultural references this man doesn't get, and I thought I was socially inept.
Okay, Dan, take it away here. You gonna check audio there, brother? We forgot to check that.
Kent Hovind has featured quite regularly on this channel, and
Woohoo! Super loud Simon Dan. His voice sounds awesome being overdriven.
I think that's fair, considering how many times I've appeared on his Whack and Atheist Wednesday show. I often look for videos from Kent that would make for humorous debunks. And today I think Kent Hovind has featured quite regularly on this channel, and I think that's fair, considering how many times I've appeared on his Whack and Atheist Wednesday show. I often look for videos from Kent that would make for humorous debunks. And today I think I've definitely found one.
It's weird watching Dan talk about Kent, because while this video was one he just naturally covered, Dan has popped into my Discord and been like, hey, where's Kent, uploading stuff now, hey, did he do he's done this recently, done that recently, or it'll be just a little pop in for him to try to gauge, like, hey, where are we at with Hovind. And it's just so awesome being able to contribute. Sorry, I'm gonna have a moment of pride here. I get at least one a year. I'm helping. Oh man. Oh, It's a team effort. We all play a part. Love it.
As Kent asks, how do ducks make babies?
Like I said, you missed it right off. How did the mechanism evolve? Okay, we know how ducks make babies, but it's really different than a lot of other animals. How did that evolve?
Not really. It's still basically penis goes in vagina.
You did okay. Go ahead.
Hello.
Idea and put him in Pope's hat instead, because he thinks if he says it, it's got to be true. I mean, he just claims they evolved. And the Earth is billions of years old, and you better believe it, or we'll kick you out of the church. Yeah. Let's get up to about a minute and a half, I think, is where he starts. Done with his commercial. Selling something there. Okay.
Go to surfshark.com/SimonDan.
And he leaves in the most critical thing. Yes. While I personally, I say this even though I have a custom VPN set up for myself, but that's literally for the home networking aspect of it. If you're on the hunt for a VPN, definitely give Dan's link with Surfshark a go. Check out the offer. Give it a go. I don't necessarily need it, but you might.
For 4 extra months of Surfshark at an unbeatable price. Thanks again to Surfshark for sponsoring. Right, on with today's video, which, as I said in the intro, is all about Kent Hovind asking us how ducks make babies. I assume to try and prove creationism, or at least debunk evolution. Let's see what he's got to say.
Okay. I'm a duck. My creator made.
Yeah, you're a duck, Kent? But guess what? What up? I'm a dinosaur. What you gonna do about it? I go where I want because I'm a turkey. Turkey's in the chat. And if you haven't seen Turkey, you need to watch it. Just saying. It's my magnum opus. Nothing will ever be better than me being a little bit possibly under the influence of some substance and appreciating turkeys for walking around doing what they want.
Made me. If you think I evolved from nothing for no reason, you're an idiot. God said, let the earth bring forth. He made all the creeping things. He just made.
Yep. And then a few hundred years later, he murdered everything on the planet because he's a dick.
Made by speaking. But man, he created him by his hands, okay?
Luckily, no scientist on Earth thinks that ducks came from nothing.
Then you are completely mistaken, or you don't understand your own religion. He just made a statement. Joseph, can you play that again?
Joseph, can you play it? It's not a religion, Kent. And what Dan said is 100% accurate. You just... it's a matter of course, the fact that I even acknowledge these things. Simply for the fact that this may be someone's first time checking out Hovind. And maybe if they've been entertained enough so far, they'll get to this point and hear me, do the sadly repetitive task of ripping apart you saying the same crap over and over.
He made the statement, nobody believes this, So here he is speaking as the Pope. He said it, folks. He's got a bunch of people following him.
His statement is correct, objectively. It doesn't matter who said it. It's not the kind of thing you're making out to be. Your analogy, the Pope thing, just does not work. It's not how Dan is viewed. He's just a fun guy, makes good videos, and speaks facts. That's it. Can you at all think about reality outside of the confines of a religious worldview where everything must be something of worship? Everything is a religion. That seems to be fundamentally impossible for you. That's pretty damn pathetic that you have such a myopic view of reality. Oh, he decides to play the shitty intro they made over and over. Yay, this isn't going to get annoying.
Let me just show you, Dan, in case you don't know. Here is what you believe. Let's see. Gotta go over here. There. The Big Bang. How could something come from nothing? Would that include the ducks?
Hey, Kent. Ducks come way later, buddy. Also, it wasn't something coming from nothing, but that's a common construction of it, so that people, or way it's constructed in a thought experiment, so that people understand an idea of universe existing versus universe not intrinsically existing in the way we think of it. It's kind of a modern, archaic way to look at it, if one could call it that.
Theories about origins, universe's origin and ultimate fate center how matter could emerge.
Also, Big Bang has nothing to do with ducks.
From nothing. Ask Ethan, whoever he is, how did the entire universe come from nothing? Dan, that would include the ducks. You believe everything in you, not just the ducks, the whales, the elephants, the earth, everything. If the universe came from nothing, why is it assumed that there's nothing after death? Okay.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but for those who were, or those who know, I was at the Ark Encounter protest. Our friend here, Tyler, I met him. We hung out. It was at the protest, but still, we hung out. It's just weird. It's like, I've met people. I've interacted with other humans. It's a miracle. The weirdest part is everyone thought I was cool. So clearly my masquerade was successful. I don't know. I'm fucking tired from work, so these jokes are stupider than normal this stream.
70-year-old quantum prediction comes true. Something is created from nothing. Big think. Whoa. About Lawrence Krauss's book that he wrote. Why is there something rather than nothing? A universe he wrote a book.
Have you ever tried reading the book? Maybe then you'd understand what's actually meant. But you're just too stupid to begin to wrap your head around what's in there. Just straight up.
About it, a universe from nothing. Yep. We started from a singularity. Were the ducks all in that singularity, Dan? All the material to make the ducks in that singularity? Let's see. The textbooks back, 30 years ago used to teach the universe is 20 billion years old. Now they dropped it to 13.7. Next week, they're going to raise it again. What was the universe born and how will it end?
Yeah, it's accusations that they just make up random numbers and not accuracy. Us becoming more and more accurate with our understanding of the relative time frames involved. Goat Herder's Guide to the Galaxy. That's where all the truth is.
Most astronomers believe 18 to 20 billion years ago, all the matter in the universe, that would include all the ducks, were concentrated into a very dense, very hot region that may have been much smaller than a period on this page. That's a squished duck, man. Poor guys. Let's see. Universe came into existence 14 billion years ago. Oh, they changed the number now. It used to be 20 billion. I guess it's inflation or something, okay? Came from an infinitely dense point. How did the universe come from nothing? There's a lot of videos about this, Dan. You do believe you came from nothing. Everything came from nothing. See? You believe.
Hey, Kent, there's a lot of videos Catholic people make about the Pope and the validity of the papal construct. I guess that makes that true too, right? Or would you argue against that? Just saying, Kent.
The ducks and the camels. Let's see. You think students in tax-funded schools should be forced to listen to this being taught, that the duck and the camel and the butterfly and the turtle have a common ancestor. You think that's science, don't you, Dan? Dan, look at me. This entire chart is stupid, real stupid. Now, you can't fix stupid. Even the Three Stooges knew that. How many used to watch the Three Stooges growing up? Hey, man, that's real education right there. You can't fix stupid, but you can numb it with a 2x4. They say you can't fix stupid. You can, but it's illegal in most countries.
Ken Hovind bringing out the summy cards memes. Kent, those things were old when you got put in jail. I should say prison.
You can't fix stupid, but you can sedate it. Who says you can't fix stupid? That ought to fix it. Yeah, right. Yep, I think. Never mind. Okay. You have the right to remain stupid. Everything you say can and will be.
He thinks this is a point. And people who watch his stuff think that this is somehow becoming, somehow proper, somehow just, a thing that should be done. I mean, how do you not watch this man do this stuff and not think he's got problems? See, they aren't here for the religion. They're here for Kent. They like him, his ideas. They don't give a fuck about God. They're just worshiping the Hovind.
Being ignored. They say you can't fix stupid. Turns out you can't quarantine it either. You can't fix stupid even with duct tape. You can't fix stupid, but you can watch it in action on Facebook every day.
Wow. Sure got him with them memes there, Kent. 72-year-old man posting like he's some noob on fucking 4chan.
So Dan, free advice. Stop making videos trying to defend the silly religion of evolution. It can't be done.
Hey Kent, free advice. Piss off.
It's stupid. Please stop claiming evolution is part of science. Evolution has nothing to do with science. Stick with real science and debunk the dumb flat earth theory, for example, okay? Thanks for being such an easy target for my Whack an Atheist Wednesday. You take very little prep time, and I've been swamped today, okay? So I'm gonna get...
Oh, poor Mr. Hovind, so busy. Busy taking naps and watching Animal Prawn.
Get back to Dan. Let him talk about the ducks. He absolutely does not get it. There we go.
Evolution isn't poof, something from nothing. It's observable changes over time. It doesn't.
Just made a statement again. Play it, Joseph.
We're going to jump ahead. I'm not going to listen to that constantly. Gets old fast as hell, Kent.
Okay, play a little more here.
Doesn't say that ducks came from nothing any more than chemistry says that water came from nowhere. It's about the process. And by the way, calling people idiots doesn't make your argument any smarter.
No, but it's the best word I can think of, Dan. Is there a better word? To believe you came from a rock, they're an idiot. Is it, what the? Stupid idiot. If you think of it, do you guys use something different over there in England? Send it to me, Dan, okay? Tonight we talk about an extremely common animal, the duck. Well, let's see. Go ahead, Dan, take it away. Right here. Tonight we're going to learn about an extremely common animal, the duck. For playing so much of my video on your channel. You guys worked awfully hard to get me banned from YouTube, and now you're playing my videos for me.
You got yourself banned, Kent.
Thank you. Appreciate that. 167 varieties of duck, and they probably had a common ancestor called a duck.
Okay, Kent, yes. Today's ducks probably did come from an ancient duck-like bird. But rewind far enough, and our ancestors weren't ducks at all.
Another statement, Joseph. If you go...
There's like 5 or 6 different kinds of Hovinds out there, and they probably all had a common ancestor called a fucking dipshit.
Far enough, their ancestors weren't ducks. See, what we've seen is ducks come from ducks. But Pope Dan says, if you go far enough, they weren't ducks at all. Ex cathedra, again. I just need a quick slide, a snapshot of that, Joseph, rather than play the whole video every time. But it's great. Anyway, there he is making a statement, folks, and you better believe it, because he is Psy-Man Dan. You better bow down.
They were feathered dinosaurs. Before that, reptiles, and before that, fish.
Another statement. Before that, they were reptiles, and before that, they were fish.
Oh, yes, ignoring feathered dinosaurs.
He just memorized the word farm, F-A-R-M, fish, amphibian, reptile, mammal, but that one splits to mammals and ducks.
No, Kent. No. See, this is a demonstration of you not actually paying attention to what's said and just looking for trigger words. You completely ignored the feathered dinosaur thing, which I'm amazed you ignored. But then, because you heard Dan say a very condensed reverse evolutionary chain, you decided to go with the farm thing, which I think is supposed to be an element of phylogeny recapitulating whatever. I forget. I'm tired. I can't remember the words. Ontology or something. which isn't a thing anyway. So not only do you associate it with an outdated idea, but a completely unrelated outdated idea.
He just makes a statement. He's the Pope, you know. It happened. Don't you question it. You'll be excommunicated. Yeah.
If you accept that ducks have diversified into 167 separate species, then congratulations, you've accepted evolution. All you need...
The irony, him complaining about, or making the, he's the Pope analogy, and you got his audio reverberating through GBC, so it sounds even more grandiose.
Oh, Dan, I've not accepted evolution. I've said thousands of times, what we see is a variation within the kind. Microevolution is a lousy word. We shouldn't use it because it gives you guys what you call the free rider effect. Oh, you accepted that part of evolution. No, I accept the part that animals can produce a variety of babies. Every human couple, you got 10 kids, brother. Are any of them identical? They're all different, aren't they?
Good God, man, get off her.
Different personality, they look different, talk different, okay? They're still human. The 167 kinds of ducks, Dan, look at me, they're still ducks. That is not justification to teach the kids in school that the duck is
Watch out, lines on paper.
Related to the dinosaur and the sunflower and the shark and the worm. These charts are stupid, Dan. No kind, I can't think of a kind word to use for it. Just plain stupid. If you want to believe it, fine. But don't call it science, and don't force all the other kids to learn that in school like it's part of science. Go start a religion class and teach them all your charts you want. Right, back to Dan here. Okay.
Need to do is give it time.
Hovind's greatest hits. And by greatest hits, I mean greatest shits. It's all we're doing is running checklist after checklist of Hovind and trigger phrases.
Time and you'll get from birds to mammals.
Okay. The duck DNA is incredible. We studied that a couple times on this program. Just the DNA, the deoxyribonucleic acid, the code to make the duck. That chromosome is so complex. Each cell in your body, in the human body, you have 46 of these chromosomes. If you took, except for the gametes, if you took a chromosome out and unwound it and
all of the little subtle things that Hovind's memorized to try to sound smarter when he talks about this stuff.
Untwisted it all the way out, it'd be 6 feet long. If you tied one person's chromosomes together, it would go across the solar system twice. And you think that happened by chance and nobody made it?
Actually, Ken, no scientist thinks that DNA just happened by chance.
Dan, every one of you atheists and evolutionists believe it happened by chance. There was a chance mutation, and then natural selection selected it. Your whole religion is based on chance.
It's really not. It's not a religion. Thus negating whether or not it is or isn't based. It doesn't exist like you say it is, but, you know, just got to address things.
Where did you go to school? Can't you even see? I mean, if you believe that stuff, that's fine. You should be proud of it. But don't deny you believe that. All of evolution is by chance. Our mutations, aren't they all by chance, Dan? Yeah.
You can't, this is that other thing you do. I'm just trying to gaslight people on this stuff, trying to assert what other people actually think. Negating them telling you what they actually think. Which is fine. Two can play at that game, and if you ever stop being chicken shit and actually go through the proper steps to debate me like you want to oh so fucking badly. It's been almost a year, Kent. I'm still waiting for Sergio to email me. Because he's not going to, because you're too chicken shit. But if you ever stop being a fucking coward, go through the process, I'll just make sure to return in kind exactly your behaviors. Including the perpetual gaslighting.
That's a straw man so flimsy, it would blow away in a breeze. Mutations are random, but natural selection, the process that refines life over billions of years, is...
Put his picture up there. He said it. It's billions of years. Yep, there it is. Pope said the earth is billions of years old. Don't you question it. Yeah. You might have to go to one of them right-wing radical Baptist churches instead of the Catholic. The Holy Catholic. And so they worship the mother. Okay. I got the control, don't I? Okay.
Very much not random. That's how we end up with DNA that works.
So we ended up with DNA from random mutations. You take a DNA strand, unwind it, tie them all together from one person's body. It goes across the solar system twice. And you think all that happened by chance?
If true, irrelevant, and your question is fundamentally a non sequitur. The thing that can be stretched out long is really long, unlike Hovind. Or think that by chance. Like, so what does that matter? How are those two thoughts connected?
Are you dumb in any other area we got to watch out for? Do you drive on the highway or anything like that, Dan? You drive on the wrong side, I bet, don't you? Okay, over to England.
As for the length, sure, DNA could stretch across the solar system. So could a roll of toilet paper.
Am I missing something here? DNA
No, yeah.
can stretch across the solar system, and so can a roll of toilet paper. You guys got big rolls of toilet paper over there in England. Gee whiz. Must be
over there.
Full of, never mind, I won't say it. You guys would say it. We walk around it on the cow pasture up here.
Talk like you got some sense, Kent. You in the same phrasing where you want to talk about over there, you complain about people using words that you think are naughty. Grow the fuck up, Kent. Also talk like you got some goddamn sense. There. T sound. Can you do that? You put your tongue up back behind your upper teeth and you push a little bit, and when you do the t and you just kind of close up your mouth and push air out, you create a t sound. There, not dare. It's a sharper sound. Now, you know, you might not have the best motor control, nerve control at this stage. You're probably rocking a catheter and shitty ass underwear like your God Emperor Trump. But I think you can still since you can pronounce water fine. I think you can.
Doesn't mean that Andrex is divine.
That's the code to make a baby. The duck has that amazing code in its chromosomes that tells it how to make the feathers, the beak, the heart, the muscles, everything in that code. And you really think it happened by chance? Some of you guys, you need help. Okay.
Actually, Ken, what needs help is your understanding of how evolution works. As I said, DNA didn't just happen by chance. Mutations happen by chance, and natural selection is what gives them a direction. Feathers didn't appear overnight. They evolved from scales.
Now, their statement, Joseph, feathers evolve from scales. He said it. Got to be true. Can you show me this happening anywhere? Are the animals?
Yeah, I can. You can. In fact, the growth of feathers shows their origins pretty well.
Today, that you can see the scale slowly changing to feathers. Why could it only happen long ago and far away?
I don't know, Kent. Can you see any gods making universes today? Why did it only happen a long time ago? In a Hovind far, far away?
Where we can't observe it.
You know, God's power, beginning of time, create a whole universe, create people, flood the world, sacrifice itself to itself. Suddenly in the modern era, appear on toast, appear to strange, lunatics in the middle of nowhere, having fever dreams. Show up in a dog's asshole. God seems pretty weak, old man.
In the imagination, you have to imagine it happen. I know they're both made of keratin. A lot of stuff is, okay? The turtle shells are. So what? It's a great material to build stuff with. Fingernail.
Except one, it's not. It's kind of demonstrative of working with what's there. Because again, it could be anything a deity would choose to use. See, you apply this. Oh, it's great for this. It's a great design. It's a great this. It's a great that. When one, it's really not. It seems all pretty damn ad hoc. And if anything was specially created, it would be superior to anything we see in nature. And it would be unique. Exactly what's necessary. Not something that just works. And by just works, I mean it just works. Not, it's an Apple system. It just works. No. I mean, like, this just barely works, you know?
Hair, the keratin is wonderful. But it doesn't mean they're related. Doesn't mean the feathers came from scales. You guys just make this statement.
Except they did, and we have the evidence to show it historically and in existing species, but you just hand wave it all away because that's all you can do.
You're the Pope, and everybody's supposed to believe it. It's baloney, Dan. Stick with the flat earthers, okay? Give up on evolution. You're making a fool of yourself.
Everything you say is baloney, Hovind. Give up on debunking evolution. It's a bigger fact than anything you ever have. It's certainly more complex than anything you can possibly understand, and that shows just how well understood, ironically, it is. The more we realize how intricate the process is, the better we can articulate the details around it. Shows the validity of it. Verse, God done did it.
Beak from snouts. You can trace it all in the fossil record and the genes themselves.
Usually. Fossils in the dirt, all you know is it died. You can't prove it had any children. You don't know it's the ancestor of anybody, let alone something different.
Since it's been a while since I brought this up, I must remind those who do not understand what's going on that Kent misrepresenting fossils, misrepresenting the fact that obviously any specimens we find are going to be part of populations because creatures don't just exist as unique one-offs. They're always part of populations. And so we know that enough of those organisms existed that we had some fossil record of them having existed, because very small percentage of things will fossilize in some way, shape, or form. So we have evidence of them. And when we end up noticing patterns that they clearly seem to show features that aren't quite to something that seems to have come a little later, but are definitely modifications from something that came beforehand, seems like we might have something that fits right in the gap, especially if it chronologically fits, because contrary to what Hovind says, superposition is still a valid concept, and that generally speaking, you are going to find newer stuff on top of older stuff. That's just how sedimentation works. And in the event of cases where things have been flipped around due to geologic processes, there's still going to be other indicators showing what strata actually is what, which is how we know that this stuff got flipped around. Otherwise, it would just be layers. Like, come on, Kent. Do you think about this? For some reason, they always just break apart their own gotchas. If you look into it, there's always some kind of hidden, like I don't know how to phrase it, just some kind of critical flaw just below the surface of their gotchas that show their gotchas are full of it.
Where are the ones changing today? There's a lot of animals today having babies.
And every baby is subtly different from the others. And if populations are differentiated and left to be isolated, you'll get speciation. It all just depends on what we want to call things, Kent.
Show it to me today, Dan. I want to see it. Science is what, so you need to look up the definition of science. Knowledge acquired by observation, experimentation, and testing. Where's the observation of any animal changing to something else? Where is it?
I don't know, Kent. Where's the observation of your stupid sky daddy?
I know your answer. Well, it takes too long, billions of years. Well, then we can't see it. It's not observable science. I know.
And yet we can see the evidence thereof, Kent. Once again, we can go to the analogy of a crime scene where you have evidence showing that certain events occurred, quite possibly in a certain order, resulting in what you come across at the present, and we can work our way backwards based on, again, evidence. You see, your problem, Kent, is that you don't like the fact that other people are smarter than you and work in these fields and know what actually goes on. Try to work towards educating the world, us having a better understanding of reality, because it conflicts with magic books as a thing, and magic books saying bullshit is how I grift people for money, because I'm Kent Hovind and I'm a worthless piece of shit.
Oh, you'll say, can we see Pluto go around the sun? We can see the trajectory it's on, and we can predict that it probably could or did. But We see animals today always produce after their kind. We don't see anything slowly changing to something else. You just believe it. Okay, here we go. The female is more drab, and the male is more glamorous, maybe to attract attention away from the female and the babies. This guy said, last year, I was surprised to find my female mandarin.
We just gotta love the deep snorting of all of Kent's nasal goblins. Just sock it all up in there, right back into the sinus cavity.
Duck was turning into a male. This is quite an article. BBC News, you ought to read this. The ducks, if they need to, can change sexes. And they don't change their pronouns, so, okay?
You really are a not very nice human, are you, Kent?
Oh, I forgot about that part. Yeah. I second Dan's notion. You are not a very nice person, Kent.
You really get offended, don't you, easily, Dan? You made a couple statements in some of your shows make me wonder if you're...
Oh, boo-hoo, from the guy who can't take people saying fuck, shit, bitch, ass, cunt. Cry me a river, Kent. See, it's weird that you find it to be weakness to have empathy and care for others, to have understanding of other people, and that their lives are different from yours, and to have the empathy to care about their happiness and well-being. You only care about yourself, though, so it only makes sense those ideas would be completely foreign to you.
One of those, like AJ, I don't know.
Oh, and there we go with the outright homophobia. Oh, beautiful. Even though Dan has a family, and it wouldn't matter, whatever his proclivities were. Doesn't fucking matter. But of course, that's where you've got to go, Kent, because you have nothing else beyond your stupid script. And, your bigotry that you throw in from time to time just to appease the absolute scum of your audience.
Awful joke.
Truth. Mm-hmm. Even as a zoology graduate and someone who kept birds in an aviary since I was 10, I had absolutely no idea this could happen. So I started investigating. It turns out the way birds express their sex is a fiendishly complex matter. You can read all about that. Have you ever considered what ducks do have under there? The answer may surprise you.
Under there. God, once you're aware of it, you hear it all the time.
You don't usually think of birds as having a penis, but male ducks do. Most birds don't, okay?
Yes, most birds don't have penises because evolution selected against them.
There you go. Pope said it again. We know they don't have them because evolution. The evolution did it. The idea that maybe it was designed, nope. I don't think that. The Pope said evolution did it, folks. We're stuck now. Ex cathedra. Wow. That means, they burn you at the stake if you don't agree with it.
But ducks kept theirs because they mate in water. It's not a mystery.
You just make a statement. All the other birds lost theirs, but the ducks kept theirs because they mate in water.
Kent, he goes on to explain this stuff. Also, you're the one who seems to obsess over animal reproduction up to and including, the whales have to mate underwater in the dark and can't say scoot over, honey. So they gotta have the hip bones and part of the reproductive system for their 15-foot penis. Because, let's remind everyone that you're obsessed with animal genitalia.
It's gotta be true. Dan said it. Gotta be true.
It's biology. Kent then goes on to describe the duck mating process in some detail, like 10 to 12 minutes worth of detail, citing the male duck.
Because Kent Hovind is truly a sick, twisted individual, obsessed with animal sex. He wants to talk about people being perverted. He is the true pervert in the equation.
Ducks corkscrew penis and everything.
Correct. It's extremely complex. The female's vagina corkscrews the opposite way from the duck's penis. She can...
Jesus fucking Christ, Ken. I was drinking when you said that.
She can't stop him from mating, but she can decide, I don't want his sperm. She can reject the sperm. How did that process? Dan, you're missing the entire point that I made on my show. How can you explain this complex equipment? How did it evolve by chance?
How about you ask someone who studies evolution of avians, understands, especially with a focus on ducks. Because there's got to be people out there specialized just on that evolutionary chain and can give you the exact details. But, You don't want the truth.
Show me the steps. Show me the evidence. Until then, you have a religion. Nothing but a religious theory. And that's fine. You're welcome to your religion. But quit calling it science.
Yeah, really needed that loogie being coughed up as well. Yeah. Hovind. That's baby Hovind.
Okay? Just another minute, we'll quit.
For asking his key question.
All right. How did this evolve? Here we have an animal. How many ducks do we have down there? Billy, you feed them all the time. I feed them probably 30?
29.
29. Okay. So we feed them all the time, and they are amazing creatures. How did this evolve? Not the duck itself, the blood flow to the feet. How did that evolve? And you guys, and this method of making babies. I would just like an answer. You guys just don't get it. You make up a story. Well, it must have happened because here it is. That's not science. That's a religious belief. Dan, listen to that guy. He's right. Okay. Belief.
Okay, Kent, you asked for it. Here we go.
Yes. This is... squeaky chair. Really need to lubricate this chair. Surprised it's held up pretty well, being from IKEA, and it's like 5 years old now. Anyway, enough about the chair. I loved this moment. I think I was listening to it early morning. I think it was Tuesday. And after he got done with this, I was just like, damn. And thoroughly enjoyed that moment of my work day morning.
So hold on to your Hawaiian shirt. Sexual reproduction evolved in single-celled eukaryotes around 1 to 2 billion years ago.
There you go. Pope statement again, Joseph.
Hang on. Let him finish, Kent, you fucking twat. You know, for the guy who complains...
Single cells evolved.
God damn it. For a guy who says no interrupting in all his fucking debates, he sure loves to interrupt everybody when he's doing their whacking videos on him. Oh, but Chris, you stop and interrupt him too. It's like... Sure. But I mean, what's he going to say that's new?
The ability to reproduce.
It can't usually get through an entire actual statement if it's something of value.
He said it. Dan, where's the evidence for that? Can you show me some, evidence? Or just we got to believe it because you said it ex cathedra?
Combining genetic material from two individuals creates offspring with genetic variation.
So it is true that, an animal single-cell creature that just simply divides in half maintains exactly the same chromosomes in each half. So by getting sexual reproduction with a different animal of the same kind, or bacteria, whatever it is, you get more variety. That's true. That doesn't tell us how it happened. You're just telling us it works better, which we knew. But that doesn't tell us how it happened. You guys want to skip over that. Students don't look behind that curtain. You don't see that man back there. Okay?
Which is beneficial for surviving in changing environments.
It is beneficial for changing in environments. I agree, Dan. That doesn't tell you how you got it. You're skipping that part.
This basic process of merging genetic material is the foundation of all animal sexual reproduction.
I agree. Listen to me one more time. How did it evolve? Did the first male and first female of whatever it was, bacteria, protozoa, did they evolve at the same time? Or did the male evolve?
Kent, sexual reproduction developed before the concepts of genders did. Sexes, any kind of deviation, that kind of binary, trinary, what have you, since there are species out there that have more than two components, shall we say, merging together. Or just all kinds of alternatives. Life is weird like that, but it kind of standardized on the simplest methodology. Point is, the original process of sexual reproduction was simply transferring genetic material and combining that material into the resulting offspring, rather than just direct cloning of one's own genetic material. This helped spawn diversity in life, kind of helped to kick off debatably more efficient reproductive processes, but also better chance for tiny changes to accrue over time. And eventually, sexes kind of became a standardized facet, but that's after sexual reproduction had occurred, had developed.
50 years before the female.
It's kind of like how when people do the whole chicken and egg thing, that the eggs date well before chickens. You know, eggs are old as hell. Chickens are relatively new.
Did they evolve in the same place in the world? Pretty big world, you know. What if the male evolved in America and the female evolved in China? They wouldn't let her out because she would be communist.
The fuck? What do you fucking say?
Yeah. Did they evolve in the same place in the world? Pretty big world, you know. What if the male evolved in America and the female evolved in China? They wouldn't let her out because she would be communist.
What the fuck, Kent? I already preempted the attempted point he's trying to make here by explaining sexual reproduction predates gender/sex constructs. But what the fuck was that joke, Kent? When they're out because she communist. What? Sorry, I need a moment. That was so fucking stupid. All right, let's continue.
And how did everything work out so neatly? It's a really complex process, and it works amazingly well. And it's thousands of steps have to be perfect. How did it happen, Dan? You're just claiming it happened, which all you atheists do, all you evolutionists.
No, Kent, the steps don't have to be perfect at all. What we have is the result of all these processes having happened and naturally flowed the way they did. That's why humans are a bunch of psychotic apes. Don't care for Doctor Who anymore. My ex kind of ruined me on it, but one of my favorite lines from the beginning of the rebooted Who, or returned Who from 2005 onward, is the line of, I'm on a planet inhabited by a bunch of psychotic apes. That really does describe humanity very well.
Oh, you got to believe it because you claimed it happened. This is stupid, Dan. Stupid. I'll look up what the British use, a different word for stupid, okay?
Including ducks. Then around 400 million years ago, early fish and amphibians often used external fertilization methods.
Again, speaking for like the Pope.
Ah, yes. The Bukake era.
Fish and all these amphibians, they learn to use external fertilization. So the female lays the eggs, the male comes by and squirts the sperm on. That's an awful boring way to do it, but I guess they like it, okay? And
see, Kent, it's shit like that. How is that appropriate for anybody? Shouldn't your whole audience be prudish enough to find that crass? The fuck, Kent?
And that works. I agree, it works. How did it evolve? You don't get it. And I have no hope that you will, Dan. But I love making fun of this stuff. Okay, that's long enough. Any questions or comments for tonight?
Old man's tired. You gotta have my audience fillet me on the internet. Hovind.
Look at Dan go forever.
What do you want to bet someone asks? Either what happened to your YouTube channel, Kent? Ask a flat Earth question, or ask him about King James Bible. Those are the three I'm going to go for. We're going to get what happened to YouTube, King James Bible, and most likely flat Earth. Place your bets now.
He's an easy target. Dan, stick on flat Earth. I won't whack you anymore. Are you getting tired of being whacked? Let's see. Got a hammer here somewhere. Oh, there we go.
You know, Kent, I don't think so, given he's happily married. Unlike you.
Real science. Blind again, Hovind, would you do me the honor of explaining John 3:5? I'm tired of people telling us about water baptism. Okay. Oh, John 3:5. You have to be born of water and of the Spirit. I think it's obviously because of the context. Reed is talking to Nicodemus. You have to be born physically and spiritually. The water is the physical birth. I delivered my son at home. It's a royal mess when the woman's water breaks. My buddy, my best friend in college, his wife is pregnant. She's standing at the sink. Her water broke. He comes running in to see what happened, slipped and broke his arm. She had to drive him to the hospital and then have the baby. Yeah, it's obvious that's physical birth, okay? Can you go over uranium lead dating? Atheists claim it can date 4.5 billion years. every dating method, potassium, argon, rubidium, strontium, lead 208, uranium 235, uranium 238, carbon 14, carbon 13, all of them have the same basic philosophy. You have an element that is unstable and it decays, it falls apart. Okay?
The most pathetic explanation of radioactive decay imaginable. It falls apart. No, Kent. No. That isn't at all what happens. That is the worst description of radioactivity I have ever fucking heard.
Several elements do that. They're called radioactive. When it decays, it flings little particles off. And if you got a Geiger counter and a headset on, you can hear them click, click, click as it's flinging off these particles. Okay? Radioactive decay. So they count how many atoms are in this thing. How fast do these particles fly off? So if you've got, 1,000 of these atoms and 10 of them fly off every minute, you could do a little math and say, in a certain amount of time, it's going to be gone.
Kent, if you find a nice, healthy, chunky uranium ore, and you're not finding much lead in it, that uranium's probably, pretty damn new. But of course, we're not going to find that because all the material deposited to the Earth is fucking ancient. What you got is a half-life of multiple cycles of uranium eventually decaying into lead. That's at a well-understood rate that can be measured, especially when you consider the other isotopes that'll be in there, the daughter products of uranium decay that has happened before lead. Thorium, all that jazz. This isn't like your carbon dating attack that you do, or I don't know how much was in it originally. No. We see the chunk of material. We see the ore. We can see where it's become lead at this stage. So you can put 2 and 2 together with percentages and figure out how long it would have taken. Uranium lead is pretty awesome in that regard.
Like with carbon dating, half of carbon 14, half of it's going to be gone in 5,730 years. That's probably reasonable. But do you know it's always been that number? You know the rate of decay has always been the same? You know how much was in it when it started? You can't possibly.
Yes, we know the rate of decay has been the same, Kent. Because if it wasn't, all hell would have broken loose in reality. Because those are based on fundamental properties of the universe itself. Properties that your same kind, including you yourself, will claim are perfect and couldn't be deviated from at all for the universe to be the way it is. So, which is it, old man? Can fundamental properties of the universe change or can't they? Because you got to pick a side. Get in one lane or the other, old fuck.
Know that? There's been no contamination. Watch my video number 7.
Yes, everyone's just going around and contaminating uranium, lead decaying uranium with more uranium. Where
I go through all the detail on how that works and why it doesn't.
Except you don't go into any detail on uranium at all because you don't understand uranium or that element of radioactive decay. Ignoring the fact that you're still wrong on things like carbon dating and other methodologies. But with the uranium, it's pretty straightforward that even I can articulate it, I think, well enough without needing details. Since uranium, plutonium, all that stuff happen to be some of my favorite elements.
Not work. None of the radiometric dating methods are going to be accurate. None would hold up in an honest court of law. None of
them. Neither did your defense, Kent.
Nicholas, hope you and the crew are doing well. My question is the original gangster and is Mr. Chimp his assistant?
That's fucking stupid. Good God, that is fucking dumb.
He made that picture? Yeah. Awesome. Bananas, let's go. Ray Comfort did a hilarious one on the banana. It's got 5 sides to match the 5 parts of your hand so you can grip it perfectly. It curves toward the mouth. Yeah. The outside of the banana tells you if it's ripe or not ripe.
Seriously? You're going with Ray Comfort's banana? God, you're stupid, Kent. God, you're fucking stupid.
As outside indicator of an internal event. Yeah, good job, Ray. Let's see. Dr. Kent, how'd you learn to talk so well?
You didn't. I remember that one actually coming in because during this, I forgot to mention, during a small portion of this, I had popped in and was leaving random comments in Korean, just full of snarky bullshit, knowing no one would be able to translate it because they're all fucking incompetent. You know, maybe went back later, looked at it, or didn't even question it. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever ways I can just be pleasantly obnoxious.
I need to learn to talk without destroying my throat.
Also, you absolutely suck at talking. You suck as a public speaker. You suck at actually speaking English. You suck at articulating your thoughts. You suck at teaching anything. You are a horrible speaker in every way, shape, or form. Brett Keane has a more pleasant voice and is more articulate than you. And Brett Keane is fucking garbage. And I'm not being facetious with that. I'd infinitely rather listen to Brett Keane talk than Kent Hovind.
I have a question. What do you do say about the end time we're in? I'm not seeing a temple soon. Miss you on YouTube. God bless you, DL. I wrote my book on the topic, What on Earth is About to Happen. I made my chart here and the big one behind me. Same thing.
Oh, shit, I didn't even realize that was Dan popping in, the man himself. You'll be a minute getting here, but hey, Dan, thanks for stopping by. Much love, my friend.
Get the little one for $10, the big one for $100 or $50. For what, 25? I don't know. Look it up. And the video series, I put a lot of time into this. The Bible says in Daniel chapter 7, Daniel chapter 9, 27. You can start the clock for the 70th week of Daniel when they make a treaty to rebuild the temple. Not when they start building it, when they make the treaty. In the middle of the 7 years, they break the treaty. And he desolates the temple. So sometime during that first 3.5 years, the temple's going to be built. I think the Jews could just put it up real quick. They are got everything ready and they're chomping at the bit. They would have it up in a real short time. So I don't know if they made a treaty yet. Maybe in secret. You know, we may not know about it till they start. They're pretty secretive, which is good because there's a lot of people over there that hate them. Thanks for the information.
Wow. The fuck, Kent. That's all I can really say half the time to Kent is the fuck.
And thank you, Chip. Please spread it around. Love your videos, old and new. Well, thank you, Mel. Appreciate that. Spread them around. Okay, that's it. My throat hurts. Let's quit.
Wow, amazing. No one asked about Flat Earth. No one asked about the King James Bible. And no one asked where his YouTube channel went. I fail completely as a prophet.
Go up on the sand dune, watch the stars, and talk again. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Well, that was a thing. That was a thing. Seth says Kent is super upset. Dan recently, big mad, kind of upset. Seriously, he is way obsessed. I haven't seen Kent this upset with somebody since R and Raw. But Kent can't make videos out of R and Raw stuff because it's too much. But then he thinks he can take on Dan, and it's like, what are you doing, Kent? you just fucked up either way. Oh man, Kent just walks right into it every time. That's the funny thing. It's like, oh, I can't do R and Raw. I'll do Dan. Me whacking Dan is making people see even more that I don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. It's so freaking beautiful. It really is. I said before, you think this would be elder abuse. You think this would be just rude to do, mean to do. But you listen to how Kent actually talks and you realize, no, we're all just playing equalizers to his scumminess. calling it out, making people aware of it so that they know to not interact, not trust this guy, not believe, not follow him. That he is a terrible person who is wrong about everything. And that's all you really need to know. Oh no. Man, I'm tired. I am tired. But good point, Soot. He doesn't get debate, so he has to lash out somehow. Kent knows Dan would cook him. Yeah. I am still surprisingly hoping Dan Hovind clash would happen. But Kent would, of course, have to actually meet somebody's criteria. And he won't do that. Which means he's too chicken to even take a science test, let alone actually debate Dan. Or me, or so many other people. But I digress. And yawn. Oh, man. All right. So, that's going to be the end of that. Bit of a rough one today because it wasn't 100%, but whatever. Y'all seem to have some fun. Y'all seem to laugh. It's amazing how petty Hovind continues to be. That's really all I can say on this. Really, when you look at it, yeah, no one wants to debate Kent anymore. People certainly aren't chomping at the bit calling 855 Big Dildo extension 420 to try to set up a debate. You know, Hovind wants to take it as everybody's too scared of him. It's like, no, we're just tired of playing your game. Speaking of playing games, time for me to hit up Guild Wars and have a little more fun. So yeah, I guess that's the end of the stream. As always, links down in video description to fun stuff. If you got video suggestions, please send them my way via email in Discord or something. I would like to diversify, but just think about if it'll really work with my my nature of reacting to things. Sometimes, while they're good suggestions in principle, in practice they don't turn out very well. And I'm not going to fault anybody, but yeah, just think about the idea things you find that may words. Can I speak them today? Good Lord. Just think about if a suggestion would truly work, but no harm in sending it my way. Another $5 Canadian from Yoda Bomb. Thanks for a good show. Have a good one. You too, my friend, and thank you for stopping by. It really does mean a lot to me. I love seeing new names pop up. You rock. Whole audience rocks, but you the MVP today. And we got a nice heart from Seth, because Seth is fucking awesome. Everyone's awesome. All right. I'm out of here for some Guild Wars.